Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. And I just have to give you all a glimpse of the snowstorm that is still continuing. Let me just give you a moment. I live in Amarillo, Texas. We get all four seasons. And, today I decided to be a little bit witchy and wear my witch hat. And, here's the deal, though. My key today is let's not fear getting regular checkups from your doctor or talking about issues that you may have that could potentially save your life. And that is why Eileen Giovia, Heal and Deal, she is here today. We're going to talk about her journey. And I'm also going to introduce all of you and educate all of you about Chemo Buddies for Life, which is not just about chemotherapy. So Eileen, please, I'm going to put you on solo so you can introduce yourself.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'm Eileen Giovia, and I'm the owner of Heal and Deal. I'm a 5-year breast cancer survivor, and I lost my brother in July of 2018 to brain cancer. So I'm quite familiar with this area of this, this cancer world, if you will. And I discovered while I was recovering that, no one taught me how to do this, right? And like Teresa said, I cannot stress enough the importance of getting your mammograms. I always had my annual mammogram in October because it was easy to remember with it being Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I tell you, I had no lumps, I had no pain, no symptoms, no nothing. So imagine my surprise when they called me back and said, we need to do some more tests.
Wow. And I just kind of want to be with you in that moment that is the thing that just, I have cancer, you have cancer, the doctor called the phone, all these things it's like, right. And so I was watching Erin Andrews. Dancing with the Stars is my favorite television show, and I talk about it a lot. But Erin Andrews she's a host, and I want her job. Anybody putting it out there? Erin,
there you go.
I want your job, Erin. But Erin was talking about how she just went in for a just regular checkup at her gynecologist and ended up having a bout with cervical cancer. Be proactive. Be proactive as much as you possibly can. And I think that the better or more right steps we can take now, here and now, while we're as healthy as possible, because when you have your health, you have much more opportunity for happiness. And when you have your health, you have much more opportunity to help others. So Heal and Deal, Eileen, let's talk about Heal and Deal.
Yes. So I was fortunate because I did get my annual mammograms. It was discovered early, but I still had a long road ahead to deal with it. So while I was recovering, the seriousness, the pity really, really struck me because I have a sense of humor. And I'm talking about people who knew me well. And I was like, whoa, I need to laugh. And I started creating humorous greeting cards because I read Get Well Soon just one too many times because I was a hot mess and I knew I wasn't going to feel well soon.
Yes. You're like, yeah, get well soon. Thanks. Let me send that one back.
Exactly.
Yeah, return to sender.
And of course, I was very appreciative. People don't know. They took the time to send a card or send healing thoughts. And, I don't want to sound ungrateful by any means, but I started writing humorous greeting cards for cancer patients. And it was really very good therapy for me. It made me laugh, right? Because I think I'm hysterical. So I was cracking myself up. So, I recovered. I returned to work. Was out of work again for my reconstruction and continued to do the cards because it was important to me. And something was absolutely missing from working at a job that I had loved for a very long time. I spent my entire career in healthcare on the non-clinical side, right? I've been an IT manager, a training manager, corporate trainer, you name it, right?
Right.
And I just continued, going through the days and would give cards to friends and, family if they needed a card. Hey, can I look at your cards? I have a neighbor or a friend. And then fast forward 4 years. And in January of 2018, my brother was diagnosed with brain cancer, incurable brain cancer, a glioblastoma, which is what John McCain died of. And during his journey, I was there immediately, of course. And because of my experience, I was able to give him what he wanted and needed. And I made him laugh out loud every single day. And I also made him do things for himself that he could continue to do.
Like what? Like,
So,
well, let me first pause you for a second
Sure.
and just be with you in the moment and say thank you for sharing. Really, thank you for sharing that. Really, whew. And again, sometimes I think when you share, people can hopefully learn from, and I appreciate that. I just wanted you to know that. Wanted to be that. Now, let's talk about what you were able to do with him while he was alive and bring some humor and have him do some things. So go ahead.
Sure. So, he started with his own little pity party. And
What who wouldn't?
Exactly. And I said to him one day, I said, Mike, you have to put lotion on your head because it was all dry from the radiation. And he said to me, yeah, Vicki didn't do that today. And I said, whoa. I said, look, you don't need Vicki, who was his wife. You don't need Vicki to put lotion on your head. I said, you need Vicki to cook your meals, make sure you eat something, get you to treatment, get you to your appointments. And he had lost a sense of time because of his brain tumor. So I couldn't give him times on a clock. So I said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take your lotion and we're going to put it on your nightstand so that when your feet hit the floor in the morning, you're going to put lotion on your head. And if you take a nap after lunch, you're going to put lotion on your head. And when you go to bed at night, guess what you're going to do?
Yes.
To which he said, man, you're tough. When are you leaving? So I said, no time soon. So, but it was important for him to, have some dignity and not be totally helpless.
Wow.
And I made him try. And that's why I'm so big. I said, people don't know how to do this, right? We spend years perfecting our skill sets. We have mentors and we have coaches, right? I spent, probably 15 years or more as a softball pitcher, right? I didn't become a good pitcher overnight. I practiced. I had coaches.
Yes.
And yet no one taught me how to get through the cancer journey.
Right.
And no one taught me how to support others.
Absolutely. And you're spot on. And, I mentioned briefly that my career in the medical community, and one being hospice care, which again, no one knows how to deal with that. And that's particular juncture in the road. And also we kind of think, oh, we're never going to get that disease, or, oh, we're not ever going to get that old. And it's so interesting that you say that. We don't teach these things until we're forced. And I'm going to best guess that you now are able to help be that person. And I think it's beautiful. And I think it gives people some grace, and it gives people some, wow, now I have an ally or a friend or a confidant or just somebody, a voice.
Absolutely.
A voice.
Absolutely. Because I get it.
Man, my brother's acting out and he's sleeping too much, or he won't do blah, blah, blah. My dad, whatever. Because when it's family, that adds a spouse adds a whole nother element onto it.
Exactly. So, and I teach people not just how to support the cancer patient, but the caregiver as well.
Yeah. Oh, depression meds go up, anxiety goes up, the overall, the statistics that show how their health declines.
Right. and they don't have a minute. They don't ever get a break. It's 24/7. And I saw what my husband went through, right? How it was so hard for him. He was trying to take care of me. And, my son was a freshman in college. My daughter was a sophomore in high school. He's trying to take care of the house and the kids and whatever, and, be there by my side on this road to recovery. So, and since my cancer journey, I became that, cancer go-to girl, helping, friends, coworkers, whomever, because of my experience. And when my brother got sick, it was just the universe talking to me. Wow. I got to tell you, it was like a hammer over the head because, he only lived for 6 months. Sorry.
No, that's okay. This is an authentic show, in case anybody's wondering.
But after he passed, I was like, I've got to do something with this. And I just felt so strongly that the cards weren't enough and helping the people that reached out to me wasn't enough. I needed to reach out to them to let them know that I'm here, that, don't ask, what do you need? Because when people asked me that, I felt as though I was being rude almost because I never had a good answer. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sure I need a lot, but I don't know what that is. And don't give me homework.
Right, exactly.
I have enough on my mind.
Exactly.
So
I love that.
And that's what I teach
Love
people.
that.
Here's things that you should say. Here's things that probably are better left unsaid. Here's how you get through the day. I tell people that I've been working with, find one thing, just one thing to look forward to tomorrow.
I love that.
And some days you may not be able to do it, and that's okay. You try again the next day. And
I'm going to assert, Eileen, that this goes across across diagnosis. It goes across, with I like to consider it mental health, literally, like the world as a whole, in the world of mental health, that we need our brains to be healthy. I would assert that these things can be cross-pollinated. Your services and what you do, people need that in a lot of different areas, because I think it's still some form of grief, loss, new identity. Like it's a new identity. So it's like taking on the whole idea of something new. How are we going to cope? And so I don't know. I just see a lot of that there.
Absolutely. And here's how I see the journey. Here's how I describe my journey. I went from the victim, of like, I have what?
Yes, of course.
Why me?
Of course.
To being the survivor, like, okay, here's my treatment plan. I got to get through this, Okay, here's what do we got to do? Okay. Oh, today was a really bad day. Okay, we'll try again tomorrow. And to finishing all that treatment and becoming the thriver.
Yes. And I love the word, because thriving, the message is that all of us can thrive.
Right.
We all can thrive, no matter what we've been through, no matter what our past is like, no matter child abuse we've experienced, no matter depression I was in yesterday, no matter, my recovery and whatever I've recovered from. It's like, come on, sisters, brothers, let's lock arms. Let's come together. Let's help each other thrive.
Absolutely. And you don't want to just survive. I'm honestly not a fan of that word, because I didn't go through all of that just to survive. I want to live my life. I want to thrive.
Yes. And that's going to be creating intentions and doing some, and I'm coming back over here I'm getting so into it, that victim to survivor, thriver. Yes. So I do want to bring up Chemo Buddies for Life for the audience.
Yes, please.
Are you good with that? Okay, because this is an educational moment. And for those of you that know me, I love education. So my dear, good friend, Tamara Hunter, lives in San Diego. And we met because we both were traveling to events and whatnot. And we became friends like this. And she created a nonprofit called Chemo Buddies for Life because she has 3 generations of cancer, best guess 3 generations. And her dear mom passed away of breast cancer. And then Tamra had a really long journey with breast cancer herself and went through it. And she's kind of the same thing. She came out on the other side like, wow, what can I do? And so she created Chemo Buddies for Life for a way to heal through connections through the internet so that people that have had cancer can be paired with those that are just now experiencing or just now receiving the diagnosis, just now being in that, oh no, what? And the organization is growing to the point to where we're going to be, she has a whole board, and she has a support advisory board also. We met last night. We meet every Wednesday night on Zoom. We're doing Give-a-thon on Tuesday, December 3rd to help raise money. And the big piece I want people to know is it doesn't have to be chemo. You can do adjunctive therapy. You could do holistic therapy. She's very open about all the different things. The name came about at the time that the name came about, but as we all broaden and grow and learn and sort out that there's so many different alternative styles and people have choices, but she has healing through laughter as one of her components, one of her modalities. And so, and Eileen, I just thought about how you talked about healing through laughter.
Oh, absolutely. It's so important.
Vital.
And like you said, Teresa, with the, there's that mental, anguish, how it cross-pollinates with, the physical, because there's been so many studies on laughter. Yeah. And, the Cancer Institutes of America incorporate that into some of their treatment programs. Mm-hmm. And laughter, it lowers your blood pressure, it decreases pain, it reduces stress, anxiety, like it boosts your immune system, all these things that are so important to healing.
Yes.
Yes. So I have a picture of me just prior to going into the OR, and I have a styrofoam cup over my boob. Now, of course, I was kind of out of it because I think they must have already started the happy juice. Yes. And I saw that afterwards, and I was like, I said to my husband, I said, what's with the styrofoam cup? Like, how can you not laugh at that? And he says, oh, they inserted a drain and they needed to protect it with a styrofoam cup. And I said, and you still let them wheel me into the OR. Like, that's hysterical. Like, how can you not laugh at that? It's not even recyclable.
Exactly. You're like, could you have at least picked it? So I definitely want to bring notice to Candace Lorraine, Candy. She is an ER nurse. She also has NF, and she is going through some lots and lots of surgeries. Candace has been through 28 plus numbers of surgery on her face and different things. She's an advocate for heal and deal. I'm bringing that up, that we heal and deal in all of our lives, whether it's you're dealing with depression, you're dealing with heart disease, you're dealing with NF, you're dealing with whatever. And that, Eileen, I commend you for bringing heal and deal. Let's thrive. Let's unite. Let's create community around what all this is. Let's see here. Yeah, Carolyn. Carol is so good. Yeah, 37 surgeries. She's my person. Wow. She always knows me. I go, yeah, something. And she's like, I bet she's laughing too. Yeah. Heal and deal. Wow. Yes. And Candace, you're another one that may want to be a part of Chemo Buddies for Life in this give-a-thon that we're doing just because you have a medical background. Eileen, again, it's gathering together. Mm-hmm. Even though we may have our own individual niche or our own individual thing that we're working on, still, I would imagine all people need healing and laughter cards. Like Candy, right. I'm gonna have Eileen send Candy a funny card. It's not just get well soon, because you may not get well soon.
Right, exactly.
I know. Now we have 10 minutes left in the show. So I want to get to the what does Heal and Deal? What is it? How can people find you? How do you help them in this journey? And I always ask, the last question that I ask my guests is always, what would you like to be acknowledged for? And we'll do that at the final 5 minutes. But for now, let's talk about what is Heal and Deal? How can people find you? That kind of stuff.
So I have a webpage, and it's thehealanddeal.com.
Okay.
Or they can email me at thehealanddeal@gmail.com. And I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and word of mouth. I've been doing a lot of talks in the community. I just participated in the Purple Runway, which is a local organization to me that supports domestic violence.
Yes.
However that looks, whether it's financial, emotional, physical, whatever, right?
Yes.
And they put together a panel this year, and it was the inaugural, I Thrive Breakthrough Summit. And that was part of this Purple Runway. And I was on the panel of surviving trauma.
Wow.
And it was amazing. Just, everybody, has their own journey. And it was, oh my God, like I have chills just talking about it. So I do a lot of that too, trying to, support others, although it may not be cancer, because really what I do, cancer is what I know, that's my area of expertise, but really, like you said, it applies to anything.
Mm-hmm.
I met a couple who have an autistic child.
Mm-hmm.
And, we talked about the same thing. I'm like, when do you get a break? You can't leave the child alone. You can't, when do you get a break?
Exactly.
What does that look? And I worked with them on trying to get a plan of, so that the two of you can just, sit in the driveway and sleep if you want.
I know. No, really.
Go to a movie, or just, you got to step away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In some states, this is just FYI, some states, like in Texas, we have the Area Agency on Aging, and the state has respite care allotment hours for certain patients. And there's some different resources that are out there that, again, like if someone new, and maybe is that maybe your role, kind of help as a navigator? Or
not quite a navigator, because I don't deal with the whole picture. I don't deal with researching those, clinical trials maybe, or, insurance and what have you. I really just deal with the realness of the day to day.
Yes.
Is really where my passion.
The emotional, I would imagine it's a big piece of the emotional stability.
Yes. And people think, oh, you're going through treatment, you can't do anything. No, that's not true. You can do a lot of things. Maybe you're a biker who, does these bike riding, marathons, 30 miles, 40 miles, what have you. Well, no, you might not be able to do that, but you could probably bike around the block or the corner, or, don't take everything away.
Exactly.
So and that's what I deal with. Just
when I'm going to ask, Candy is still Candyland in Florida. She lives in Florida. And Candy, by chance, are you going to Jenna Corelli's event? And if you are, let me know. I know you're doing some trial medicine, some trial stem cell research and stuff like that. There's another event coming up, Jenna Corelli. I'll put that name in the comments. And it's just women coming together, but that might be another angle, Eileen, for you. Like, I'm a connector. That's what I do. Like, it just comes natural to me. Like, I'm like, wow, I can see so many areas where platforms where you can share, nonprofit areas, and I don't know how you're compensated or anything like that. And let's see here. Okay. There you go. She will know a few weeks prior and let me know, love, because awesome. I'm hoping that Candace is feeling good. Candy's feeling well enough, because I want to go see her in Florida and see her in Candyland. And we're going to speak. And here's the thing about Candy that I love bringing these ideas and putting them out, is that Candy, because of her NF and her facial situation, she and I have talked about, we want to speak on a stage together because we each provide the different types of bullying that happen out in the world.
Oh yeah, it's awful.
You know, and like for me, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't get that kind of bullying that Candy gets, you know, but the bullying I might have received is different. So it's like, how can we all come together and just love on
Absolutely.
one another?
Right. Just like this I Thrive Summit. You know, I was the only one on the panel who survived cancer,
Yeah, exactly.
but
This is how we learn.
yes,
Some
yes,
variety. I love variety workshops, variety shows. That's why I can't wait. I definitely want to send this video over to the Chemo Buddies for Life production team in hopes that they'll be able to use this content.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just so important. You know, I just can't stress it enough. And, you know, teaching others how to support, you know, my goal is to do some lunch and learns or workshops for organizations, because everybody knows someone. As sad as that is, that's not going to change anytime soon.
No, I love it.
So
Love
how
it.
do you do that? It's more than meals.
Yes, it is. Yes,
You
it
know?
is. And we could talk forever. Okay, so Eileen, what would you like to be acknowledged for today?
I would like to be acknowledged for my awareness of discovering something. You know, I mean, cancer's not a great thing, right? But I had this awful experience, and I'm so passionate about this that something powerful has come from this, because I don't know anyone who teaches this. And, you know, I'm very holistic and spiritual. So, you know, to me, it's like the universe talking very, very loudly that, you know, yeah, this is so needed. And, you know, I got cancer and I had to lose my brother. That was my brother's journey. I get that. And it's just so important that I wasn't able to let it go. That it's just, I don't know anybody who teaches this real day-to-day stuff. It's, you know, what do you need? You know, you know, how can I help? You know, I'm sorry.
Totally.
You're sorry.
Totally. So it's like, so great, so needed. I so get it. So Eileen,
Yes.
Eileen, I would love, love, love to acknowledge you. I want to definitely tell you thank you. Thank you for being here and spending time with me, getting this message out into the world.
Thank you.
Eileen, thank you for your bravery. Thank you for definitely taking and forging a new path so that others can become educated in the world of cancer and cancer survival, cancer thriving. And Eileen, I want to commend you for allowing the legacy of your brother to live on through you, and also that your own experience, that you've been able to move forward with it and use it in a positive way. And I'm sure not every day is rosy and glassy and shiny.
Of course not.
You know, I really do commend you for that. You went through that experience and now you want to be able to give back and help others, educate them, heal and deal, thrive out in the world. And wow. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It's I can help so many people, and I want to just continue expanding and expanding and expanding, because I'm one person and I need others to just, you know,
absolutely
get out there with me.
Yes. Well, I want to make sure you get invited to next Wednesday night's Zoom call, because it's definitely people, and on and on and on. So you guys, my name is Teresa Snyder. It's our first snow in Amarillo, Texas. Still dumping snow out there. And Eileen D'Ovia is in Virginia. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. I appreciate you being here. Hill and Deal, if y'all have questions about cancer or want to know more about Eileen, she's going to drop her links into the Facebook comments. This will also be on YouTube. And I have another interview coming up. We're going to talk about Chemo Buddies for Life with Renee in 30 minutes from now. So you guys, you want to tune in on that one as well. Share this out and go out and make it a great day today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.